Some things should be said.
Or shouldn't.
Oh, it's on.
With Juan
and Sean. Sex.
2, 3, 4.
Sex.
2, 3, 4.
That's the cadence of Hollywood moguls. Apparently, every man in Hollywood, well, they say most men everywhere think about sex all the time, but the men in Hollywood have the power to command sex when they want it.
And that is true.
And on. Oh, it's on.
With Juan
and Sean, episode number 19. We are talking about Hollywood executives or Hollywood actors, just people with power in the movie and entertainment industry using that power. Some say abusing that power. What do you say, Juan? Are they using or abusing?
A little bit of both.
I'm surprised. I thought you were just going to say using.
Because if I was in that position, oh my God. You know what? I don't think they were abusing it. I think they were just using it. Because abusing it, it's like... Damn.
Oh, man, his eyes are shifty right now.
Yeah.
He's looking around. Well, think about it a little bit. While we talk, maybe...
All right.
Okay, you're going to have... This is going to be your mission statement.
Well, you know what? No, so...
Oh, he's got it already.
I didn't say that, it's like a... I would say a little bit of both. I'm gonna stay with that little bit of both because it works both ways.
Ooh.
Because I've seen so many documentaries where
especially the Michael Jackson one. This guy, Juan, go off topic for 1 second. About every 2 weeks, Juan's like, "Oh, those poor children in the Michael Jackson documentary."
I mean, just imagine being a 7-year-old grabbing onto a fucking 8-incher. I mean, what will your thoughts be from then on? Come here, knob on this knob.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to this. You can't bring it up for 2 weeks now.
I know.
So there's numerous actors, comedians, movie executives. Everybody knows about Harvey Weinstein. What do you, on a scale of 1 to 10, Juan? What do you think of Harvey Weinstein? 10 being the coolest guy, 1 being a big loser.
I say he stands like about a 6.
Ooh,
yeah,
because he's made some good movies.
No, he's made a lot of movies. I mean, a lot of movies.
He's made a lot of movies
where it's like they made sure it went to blockbuster status.
Yeah.
All right, and after watching so many documentaries, I don't feel bad for these actresses or actors. I really don't.
Actors.
All these actors, I really don't, or the people that he worked with, or that worked for him. I do not feel bad, because I mean, all this devil did was say, "Hey, I'll take you to this position, but just give up that booty when I ask for it." And it's funny because every person that they interviewed, it's like, yeah, he'd take me to this place, up to his room or whatever. He'd have the paperwork already just with my signature to be done. And he'd tell me, sign this. You just give me this, and it's a done deal. And then when they asked the people, I was like, well, how did you feel? Well, it's like, yeah, it was miserable, blah, blah, blah. But he goes, or she goes, or whoever was saying, it's like, but when you saw the status he got you, the people that he got you to hang around with, the fame, the Golden Globes, he goes, all that just like, he goes, it just had all that over, just took over to whatever he did to them.
Yeah.
And right there it just shows that it's like, wait a minute. He got me to this, my body got me to this greed here that I want to be in. Yeah. Now that it's like, they're not good looking. Look at, what's her name? Who's that chick? The one who, what was her name? She was in Charms. She was also
Alyssa Milano.
No, not her.
Holly Marie Combs.
She was dating. I think she was dating that guy Marilyn Manson or whatever the fuck his
name
is.
Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan. If you look at her now, dude, God, she looks ugly as hell.
I don't think I've seen anything of her lately.
No, I like her personally.
Yeah, I haven't seen her.
It was like, God, it's like she went straight out freaking feminist tran.
Oh.
I mean, disgustingly ugly. But I guess her contract ended, so Devil said, well, time to collect. Here you go, you ugly bitch.
Oof. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you can get all this, but you got to do this one thing, and they didn't have to do that one thing. They could have. It's. I don't want to say it's the easy way out, but you can either get everything you want in one night, or you can continue to grind and keep working at it till eventually, because maybe you'll get your big break.
Because it's funny, because a lot of these people in that industry we're talking about, it's like, in order to get ahead here in this business is who you know.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was told in Vegas. Like, oh, only the good jobs will go to people that you know or who you know.
And you know what? It's true because
I didn't. I got a really good job
because
at one point, and I didn't know anybody.
But not only that, but I mean, it's like, especially with the working in the nightclubs.
Yeah,
it's like chicks want especially cocktail waitresses, women. You know, they got a smoking hard body. You know, good looking. You know, hey, I want to work this section because you know that's where all the high end people.
Yeah.
You know, that spend money, that blow money. You know, that's where they like to party at. Because you know, it's like it's not rare that a cocktail waitress walks out with a couple of grand in just one night.
Yeah,
and that's a couple hours.
Yeah, no, even it just as cocktail waitresses, not even in the special areas.
Exactly.
I see some of them and they're going home and they got like wads. I mean, even if it was just ones, there had to have been 400, 500 in just ones there.
And that's like someone's like 2-week paycheck right there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I mean, I've seen it where it's like they're there flirting with the main guy who does the hiring or who puts people in position.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and I see it. So it's like, that's why it's like, I don't feel bad when a girl's like, oh, he did this to me to get me my fame.
Yeah. Did you see that movie Bombshell?
No, I haven't.
It wasn't a bad movie. I enjoyed it. But it was Margot Robbie's character was all like, she was naive. And when she met Roger Ailes, it's kind of puts Roger Ailes in a weird position because he's the head of Fox News. He treats all of his people with like the most loyalty. Like even what's her face? Charlize Theron, she's playing Megyn Kelly, and she's torn because she knows it was implied that she did to him to get her position, but then she sees how he takes care of everybody. He's not just one and done, and then he's just like, you're out of here. Like there was one scene where she was like, yeah, like somebody became terminally ill, and he kept them on the payroll for months and paid for their health care the whole time. Like he's super committed to his people. And there's the one scene when Margot Robbie's character has to go in there, and dude, it was creepy. I'm a guy, and I consider myself like a tough guy sometimes. And there's a scene where she's in the room with him and it's just them, and he's like, stand up. And he's like, it's John Lithgow, and that man, they made him look ugly, dude. And he's just like, stand up. And she stands up and he's like, pull up your dress. And she's already wearing like a little black dress. And she's like pulling it up, and she's from like Midwest. She's conservative, and she's like, and she's pulling it up, and he's like, higher. And she's like, and he's like, dude, this is just the way he was. Like, I'm getting goosebumps because he's so creepy, dude.
Here's the point. It's like, you're a fucking adult.
Yeah.
And you allow this to happen.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, like a lot of these other documentaries that I'm watching is like a lot of people that they interviewed, I stepped forward saying, no, this guy's a fucking pig, I saw that he had like the paperwork in there and wanted me to do something. I was like, no, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
Plenty of people
it's
did
like,
that too.
Then he got like, then they say, well, then he started to get violent, and like they ran out. Same thing with a couple of his nannies for a fucking, what's his name? We were talking about Weinstein.
Yeah.
For his nanny's kids, it's like, try to move on him. It's like, no, this shit ain't flying. But what makes me mad is not, okay, at least these girls didn't allow it to happen and didn't get the fame out of it to say, yeah, this guy's a fucking pig. He harassed me.
Yeah.
But what makes me mad is those that are at the top, and then we're coming out. We're opening our mouths now.
Yeah.
This was wrong. And someone, you know what? Hey, if you convince me, that it's still wrong, You know, it's like saying, it's like, you know, it's like taking a chick out to dinner, blah, blah, blah. It's like that same little saying that goes like, you know, you start dating her, next thing you know, you have sex, and she goes, okay, well, I'm just going to call the cops, and I feel like I just got raped.
Dang, does that actually happen? I've seen plenty of stories like that. Is people saying it is like anecdotal stuff, but does that actually happen? Like, there was a comic strip I found. Somebody left it on somebody's Facebook page and the girl flipped out, dude. And it's on my gaming Facebook page, so I don't know any of these people. I just friended a whole bunch of people for games.
Yeah.
And this girl posted something about rape, and then a guy posted this comic. It showed a guy and a girl at dinner, and then they went to the bedroom, and then there was a black square. And then the next square showed them. They were laying there, like, looking up. She got up. She puts on her pants. And he goes, where are you going? And she says, oh, I'm going to the cops. He goes, why? And she's like, I don't think I asked for what happened. And he goes, what do you mean? And she just looks at him and goes, this is how it works now. And I was like, oh my God, like, dang. And that girl, whoever that girl was, what the F, how dare you post this? But I've seen guys talk about that, and I was like, dang, does that really happen?
Pretty much. I mean, nowadays, because it's funny because a lot of, and they get told, it's like, so there was one documentary, the Weinstein, it's like this chick, I guess she was like a reporter, and she really tried to get him on the act. You know,
by recording?
Yeah, but she had her laptop with her, so it was like she was filming it from, you know, the little webcam. But the whole time I'm watching this, it's like, why is she flirting? Why is she flirting?
Yeah.
Why is she being playful? Why is she touching him? Blah, blah, blah. And then as whoever's doing a documentary is telling her, like, well, how did you feel here? She's like, well, it looks like I kind of lost control in this area here because now he took over, and that's where I got raped. And it's like, okay,
but she was coming on to him.
So I'm like, okay, so if he was raping you, when did the screaming start? When did the you saying no start? Yeah. But you don't hear anything like that in her webcam that she's recording. So they try to use that, I guess, in the court of, you know, against Weinstein. And what made her mad and what made everybody mad was that it got thrown out the window because saying, well, it says here you're flirting with him. Why were you flirting with him? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she goes, sense. I wasn't flirting with him. I was trying to catch. It's like trying to catch what do you call it? A predator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, she tried that little move.
You know what the biggest disappointment was about this whole Me Too movement for me?
What?
My favorite comedian got shut down.
Who?
Louis C.K.
Damn. But all the guy was just touch himself.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds bad, but it's not really, because he didn't force himself on anybody. He asked before he did anything. If they said no, he would just go on his day. But then, like, he was the one that was like, watch me masturbate. Do you want to watch me masturbate? And then the girl's like, well, I felt like I had to say yes. But that's
yeah, that was the same thing with another chick. She was like, she was there at the, what do you call it, in that documentary talking about, like, you know, here Harvey whooped it out and started stroking. She was like, I just stood there and watched. I felt disgusted, but I don't know why I stayed there and watched him do it. And she goes, after that, I'm like, why? What did I just do? Why did I just stay there? I'm like, and it's going through my mind is like, what really went through your mind?
Yeah.
You just like fucking walked out, or why didn't you just kick him in the nuts?
I didn't want to see that.
You didn't want to see that? Hey, one swift kick. Big balls are swollen now. They're hurting.
Maybe he learns.
He'll learn a lesson. What? He can't call the cops? You can. It's like, look, he tried to take right there would have been a perfect scenario. Hey, he tried to rape me. I kicked him so hard in the nuts.
You ever wonder what his penis looks like?
No, not really. But what I do wonder is, like, that guy was one. You know what?
He's not a pretty man.
He should write the book on how to hook up with chicks. Because the way he is, dude, and he banged all these hot chicks.
It's power.
Yeah.
I mean, it's money, power, two things. That works for either side.
Exactly.
But so Joe Rogan was talking about Louis C.K. on his podcast once. And Joe Rogan he's furious about it. Because he's like, he loves Louis C.K. And he was just like, everything that those girls said was dumb. Like, I was just like, what? Like Rogan was just straight up, this is stupid. These women are dumb. And I think for me, the big thing, okay, so it all happened. Everybody knows about it now. Everybody came out, everybody knows. So from this point forward, I feel like if anybody feels like they're getting MeToo'd and they don't do something about it, then that's on them. Like, I don't have any sympathy anymore because everybody's come out now. Because, before, girls, quote unquote, couldn't come out. They feel like they shouldn't and all that. But now we're in an environment where they can. And it kind of, it's accepted by the general public now. And so from this point forward, like, if a girl gets offered that and she takes it and then complains about it later, like, she's a piece of trash. Like, you knew the fame. It's one of those, like I said, you either can get it all in one night or you can work for it, and you chose to get it in one night, and now you're mad about it. You can't make that decision.
Well, what about that big buff black guy, Terry Crews?
Man, that's Superman in real life, but his kryptonite.
His kryptonite was high executive old skinny white men.
Those Jews.
Damn. How did he get to him? It's like, what did he go to Terry Crews? Like, just imagine. What is he, like, 6 something?
It's probably 6'5".
And then you got like this.
He's ripped.
And you got this skinny, scrawny little white skeleton coming up to you, just following your balls. Who's gonna believe a big black guy?
Oh my God, why am I laughing?
Because that's what happened. He's probably just staying there. He probably had that same look like in that movie. What was it? Friday After Next, where they're like security guards and Terry Crews is like wrapping up like the fucking, what do you call it, like the phone books around his chest, and then he goes into the bathroom and he sees that little skinny black guy on the ground, and he goes, "I'm gonna get some Lucky Charms," and the little black guy grabs him by the balls. He's standing there all tensed up. You haven't seen that movie? Oh my God, dude.
No.
But yeah, that's the way he probably had him, dude. Just imagine, dude, this little guy. And then he was like, I felt demasculated. And I couldn't do nothing about it.
Okay, I'm going to show you a picture now of a woman who filed. I'm not going to name the woman or who she filed complaints against, but I saw this woman and I was like, Juan, I want him to rate her on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being you would offer the starring role in an Avengers film, or 1 being you're going to make her a gopher for an independent film. So what would you rate her?
Jesus Christ.
She's one that brought up charges against somebody.
Okay, first of all, she's not good looking. She has like that little like, look, I got fat in my arms. You can tell she has acne on them too because of her weight problem.
1 to 10.
God. I have to go with dude, it has to. I can't go any lower than a 1. It's a 1.
Oh, jeez. She's not Asian either.
Oh,
no, but I saw her picture. I was like, oh, I wonder what Han's thought. Because compared to all the other girls on the list, she looked like she did not belong. So maybe she was younger. Who knows?
Maybe was she the one? Because I know there was one where it's like back in the days when Harvey was still young. Also, he was already like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little dirty, sexist pervert pig. But I mean, come on, where did he come from? Where was Harvey from?
I don't know.
Is he from the East Coast, something like that?
Probably.
Well, there you go. So, what does that mean? Nothing.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, Juan's like twiddling his fingers like he does a mustache on his microphone. Okay, now you can't really have a favorite here. of all these people that got Me Too'd, but I'll tell you my favorite.
Dude.
Steven Seagal.
He got Me Too?
You big time, dude. Apparently, he'd have these movie roles, quote unquote.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
And he'd have his casting agent, who was a woman, so that the girls would feel more comfortable. And the casting agent would be like, "Oh yeah, come up to Steven's house. We'll have you read there." And then they go to the house, and Steven's sitting there, and he's only wearing a robe. I'm thinking to myself, what if even just me as a guy, if I walked into a house and there's Steven Seagal in just a robe, I'd be like, what is this guy doing? And then he would say, "Hey, come to my office and read some lines." Like everybody's like, or there's like 4 people. They're in the living room, and he just tells the girl, "Hey, come to my office, read some lines." And then she goes to his office, and he's in there. And he'd shut the door, but he wouldn't lock it. And then he's just like, "So," and he'd open up his legs. "What do you think?" And then she's like, "No." And then they were asking her questions like, "Did he try to hold you back?" And she's like, "No, he never touched me. He was just showing me." And then one girl said, "I just got up and left. I don't want to deal with that." I was like, "Well, that's good.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy's over here fucking shit. Flashing me, showing himself off. Fine. Perfect. Not like, "Oh, let me go over there and touch it. Oh, who's making me touch it? Now it's hard in my hands." But what I didn't get, dude, this guy, he actually had he was married to you ever heard of Kelly LeBrock?
Yeah.
The girl
From the 80s.
From the 80s. She was like
Weird
in that movie,
Science?
Weird Science.
Yeah.
And he had a good looking wife. I'm like, what the hell?
Whose?
That was Steven Seagal's wife.
What?
Yes. Go freaking figure, huh?
Wow.
I was like, damn. I'm going to use one of those Angel filmmaker lines. Damn, son.
So yeah, nowadays, like I was saying, like if a woman is in that position and then she chooses to go that route and then complains later, she doesn't get much sympathy from me. But nowadays, anybody can make themselves a star.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's going to take work, but nothing in life really comes easy unless you do something illegal or wrong.
Yeah, you gotta pay something for it. You want something easy? Hey.
Or win the lottery.
Go the Weinstein route.
Yeah.
Give up that booty. And it's like the same thing. You make a pact with the devil. Hey, he wants something in return.
Yeah.
You want that fame and fortune? Give up something.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you see
work.
You see all these girls out here too now. They're like all just bimbofying themselves just to find themselves a sugar daddy.
Yeah. There's websites for that now.
Yeah. And they know they're doing it. It's like, look, he has the money. I got the looks. Bam. Take care of me. I make sure you're happy once in a while.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
So, did you see season 2, episode 10 of Friends?
You know what? I never liked that show.
Oh.
And the reason why, because I always thought, who's that whiny guy in that show?
Ross.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Hello.
I'm so in love. Oh, I got feelings for women. Oh. And then it goes to show that his wife left him for a stronger female.
Yeah. Yep.
She goes, all I wanted in my life was someone to take charge. Oh, I respected you. I respected your thoughts and what you said because I'm not insecure.
Are you sure you haven't watched this show? Because you know quite a bit about it.
Because I stopped watching it. I was like, fuck this show.
So in season 2, episode 10, the one with Russ, I think it was called. But Joey, he's been acting for 10 years at this point.
Yeah.
And he can't get a job. So he goes on an audition and he realizes that he can get the job on Days of Our Lives if he sleeps with the casting agent. And he goes to his agent and he's conflicted. He's like, I don't know what to do. I feel like if I don't sleep with her, I'll get the job. But if I sleep with her, I'll get the job. I'll get to that.
Okay.
So his agent calls her up and goes, hey, so what about that Joey Tribbiani? Isn't he great? And then she goes, oh. And then she hangs up and goes phone and looks at him and goes, you're going to have to sleep with her. she's basically like, he's not getting it. So Joey's at home, and he's, for whatever reason, he's cooking like 800 pots of pasta. And Chandler comes in, and he's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Chandler, I don't know what to do. I've never wanted to like use my body for this, but I can get this job. It's a great job if I sleep with the casting agent." And Chandler's first response is she hot? and Joey's like, "She's good looking. She's really good looking." And then Chandler's like, "Well, then you can have your cake and eat it too. What's the problem?" And I'm thinking, man, if the roles were reversed, if Joey was a woman,
my God.
How different would this be?
It would be so
different.
Oh my God, the controversy.
And even I think that if they made that today, if they reshot that today for a different show, just like word for word, it would cause a huge.
Yeah, because a lot of people are, well, not that, but a lot of people now are like just like little sensitive bitches.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, but I mean, you look at some of these people, it's like, wow, dude. It's like you'd rather just like, bite your tongue just to make sure people would like you, instead of actually respecting you by speaking out what you actually mean in a right way. Yeah. Not just like, I'm speaking out because blah, blah, blah. Like you see like a lot of these feminists, it's like, okay, well, I see you're a feminist, but what do you stand for?
Yeah.
Besides the cancer and disease that you're promoting. And then they get mad. And it's like, I got a feminist working, and I go, well, you're a cocktail waitress. How the fuck are you a feminist? I was like, what are you fighting for?
Yeah.
Well, it's just that we want Hillary. Okay, so you want those that fucking was a great friend with the guy who fucking died, Epstein, because of his pedophilia ring. Well, that's not proven. That's all. Blah, blah, blah. There's pictures of them together. Was she photoshopped? So it's like I understand like a lot of feminists were back then was like, hey, we want to fight for our equality. We're getting shit jobs, or if we do get a job, they say it wasn't okay. I understood back then, but now it's like, no, it's like I'm here in Vegas. And it's like I go in for an interview, let's say at a nightclub, bartend, and this hot chick who doesn't know jack shit, guess who's getting the job?
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, she's good looking, blah, blah, blah. Yep, let's hire her. Boom. Slap her. She doesn't know how to make drinks. That's okay. Just ask one of the lower people, the barbacks, what I'll probably get hired for.
Yeah.
So the roles have reversed. So I don't know why the hell there's still feminists around.
Well, I think that's about. Oh, I wrote down Matt Lauer too.
Matt Lauer.
Matt Lauer. Do you know who he is?
Matt Lauer.
Do you know where he is or what he does?
Matt Lauer.
What are you saying that for? I don't know what you're saying that for.
He's from Bad Boys.
Oh,
Will
okay,
Smith.
Okay, sorry.
I remember when the girl, she's like, oh, you don't seem like this cool alpha male kind of guy. Nah, because right on the cover of Matt Lauer.
Yeah. No, he was the Today Show anchor for like all the 90s and for like 20 or 30 years. And
was it that TV show that that was about where he was like a Good Day USA kind of anchor kind of guy? It starts Jennifer Aniston and I think it's not Drew Barrymore, but that other
I never saw that show, but I know what show you're talking about.
Yeah, like one day it's like women come out and they just like let them go. Yeah. And he's like, well, what the fuck? He's like, they fucking slept with me because they wanted to. It was consensual.
Yeah.
He's like, these fucking bitches. So he's all mad. But then this other star, she's like, kind of like you said, like Joey, she's like, I don't know what to believe and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know what? He's gone and you could take his number one spot. And all of a sudden, everything, because he was family and all that, just goes out the door. And all she sees herself is high up there in that little fucking pedestal. Mm. So as you were saying before I interrupted you about Matt Lauer.
So Matt Lauer, he is the Today Show anchor. And I met him a couple times when I was in New York and I'd go to the Today Shows in the morning. I didn't meet him, I guess. I mean, we shook hands and high-fived and took selfies once. But he seemed like a cool guy. I mean, I would have hung out with him. But the thing happened. Some girl said, "Oh, he harassed us," and then like the very next day he was gone. And I was like, that happened fast. Like, I mean, that's one thing I kind of feel bad for guys, because somebody can say one thing about you and like you're done. Your career's done, at least for the time being. And that's a little scary. Like, it's kind of like you have to walk around eggshells around women sometimes. Not just women. Like, I had a guy at one job that was flirting with me, and I'm like, if I say anything to this guy, am I going to be like labeled homophobic? And now I can't find work anywhere because I hate gay people? All because like, you know, nobody would give me a chance to explain my story.
Yeah.
That I wasn't doing anything to entice this guy.
Yeah.
He would just come up to me and say things.
Yeah.
And if I had a problem with it, then it's my fault. And I didn't have a problem with it. I just ignored it. But if I was just like, hey, dude, why are you doing this here? This is a professional environment. That's just kind of how I feel. Like, if we're in a professional environment, don't be unprofessional. But if I were to do that, what kind of repercussions would I get? You know? Nowadays, maybe 10 years ago, I could have been like, stop doing that. And
yeah, back then, you could have just told the asshole, you know, hey, fuck off.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you can't. Well, nowadays, what you're supposed to do, you just bring it up to management first. Like, hey, I'm just gonna bring this up, but I don't feel, you know, little sissy boy over there, talking to me in this way.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna bring it up to you first before I actually let him know the way I really feel.
Mm-hmm.
So just letting you know, just jot down in your notes and file it. Paperwork, because everything's got to be paperwork now.
Yeah.
And that's a stupid thing that I learned now being trained out as a freaking management position. It's everything has to be paperwork. Mm-hmm. Now, if I do have someone, like for example, if someone did come up and say, hey, this guy kind of said some stuff and it's like really felt kind of harassed. The moment I even hear that word,
oh God,
I have to, now it's like, I can't say, okay, well, I'll go talk to him. No, I have to go straight to HR.
Oh.
And bring it up there. It's like, hey, one of my crew is being harassed. And then now they put me out of the equation. Now HR and the higher ups takes care of this problem. We can no longer, sit down together. It's like, hey, quit being a queer. All right. Knock the shit off.
Yeah.
That kind of like just went out the door. Now everything has to go, especially dealing with that sexual harassment bullshit.
Yeah.
It all has to go now straight to the moment someone says anything about it. Got to go to HR.
And then it could become a he said she said game. But yeah, like I was saying, like it's kind
that's the thing, because they don't bring you in both together.
Yeah,
which is the good thing. They bring you both separately, and it's like, yeah, man, it's like I'm trying to work professionally here. Blah blah blah. Got this guy over here just like, harassing me. I feel sexually harassed, and the other guy be like, oh what? Gay guys are gonna be like this. Oh, what? God, come on. It's just a joke. Duh.
Yeah.
With no, it's okay for them to say that, but the moment it's like, oh, he's gay, then they take the victim role.
Yeah.
Dirty bastards.
And it's just like, at what point, if they try to claim it's a joke, like, how, you joke with your friends, but if you're not friends with this people, you don't just go around and, like, you don't go around calling random black people the N-word.
It's like, they would have probably just, like, let them go. They're like, okay, well, you know what? Thank you for working with us. But, you're not a fit for our company.
But you know what sucks?
What?
The union says he is. And then,
not against
no, I'm just saying, like, the union will take his side.
Yeah. Well,
no
of
matter
course,
what.
because, that's loss in pay right there.
Yeah.
And that's one thing, oh my God, that I wanted to talk to you about, but we'll talk this about in another podcast. How in California, people are suing the union.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's something we need to talk about.
Dang, maybe we need to end this episode now and we'll talk about unions here in a minute. Yeah, this episode's gone a little long.
Oh, right. Yeah, we got to cut it down.
So, really quick, I just like to say, like, if you are being harassed out there and you're uncomfortable, get help. Not everybody is strong enough to do it themselves, and don't be afraid to reach out for some help. But if you get in a situation where you can make your whole career in one night and you choose to do it, don't be upset later on about it.
Exactly.
And don't be a victim, because you might think that he has the power, but you have power too. Like, you can make that choice. And you're now in an environment where if you make that choice and then complain about it later, you kind of look like a weirdo, because nobody's making you say yes unless they lock the door and they physically do some overpower you. Then it's your choice. And everybody makes choices, and we all have to live with them. So, and I have to live with like the choice of being afraid of getting in trouble, because like if I make a little joke about something, I don't know, dude, I still think about that time, like this guy like told me things, but am I going to be the bad guy for bringing it up?
No.
I know it's easy to say no, but it's like,
it just goes through your mind saying, well, is it right for me to do it or not?
Yeah.
Just think about it now. All right. The way I explain it to people, I like to explain it to, it's like, if you were coming, like, and I always had this mentality in the military, it's like, if I'm in a firefight, there's only going to be one person coming home back to dinner.
Yeah.
And that's going to be me, not the enemy. So put yourself in a situation like that. It's like, who's going to be coming home to dinner? The guy who sexually molested you, or being, the little jackass, or you? So the answer will always be me. Now, if you're dumb enough to leave with some fucking dudes at night, because you got mad at your boyfriend and then some shit bad happened to you, well, that's on you.
Jeez.
Just throwing it out there. You were an adult.
That sounds like a personal experience. But yeah, you don't have to do this yourself, people. You can get help if you need it. Juan here will, if you pay him enough, he'll make things right. Maybe.
Definitely.
So, what are your thoughts on the whole sexual misconduct stuff? We know you have opinions because I have Facebook. That's how I know.
And I surely would like to hear your opinions.
Yes. So either contact us on Facebook or Twitter at OIOPod. If you'd like to send an email, you can send it to ohitsonpod@gmail.com. Worst comes to worst, you can go to blfx.com/OIO19. That's the number 19. And leave comments there or subscribe to the blog. That would be fantastic. Juan, do you have any final words for everybody?
The only final words I have is success comes in two ways. One, you either work hard for it, or two, give up that booty.
I don't know why, but I want to see that on a t-shirt. So always remember, the microphone might be on.